Hi, Salam Alaikum. Suleiman Rahim here. Welcome. Welcome to Critique, August 6, 2021. We're going to be talking about the birthright. Your birthright. That's the discussion for today in Critique. And Critique is just a short presentation about certain, perhaps current events, ideas, scripture, whatever. It's a short presentation, a critique. The most pressing thing today is your birthright. So-called African Americans, descendants of slaves, 464 years of misery, pain, suffering. You have a birthright, and they're trying to steal it from you. You have all kinds of forces trying to steal it from you. That's what we're going to talk about, brothers and sisters. Your birthright. Because, first of all, they try to hide it from you. Fail to do that, right? They try to trick you out of it. Fail in that. They have all kinds of people circumventing you, surrounding you, watching, prepared to destroy you if your birthright is ever realized. We'll talk about that. Now, you're under a contract that you have fulfilled 100%. Let me repeat that. You are under a contract that you have fulfilled your part 100%. Now it's time for you to get what the contract says you should get for your service. You provide a service. Now it's time to be paid, rewarded, compensated for that service. That is an actual fact. You are under a contract. It's called the Abrahamic contract, and most of you don't realize it. Because if you did, you would not be deceived by all these people that's trying to rob you of it. I repeat, you are under a contract that you have fulfilled 100%. All that's left is for you to receive reward, payment for your service. What was your service? 400 years, 464 years, particularly 400 years of servitude, pain and suffering, a great sacrifice that you made alone, fulfilled 100% as the contract is written, and now it's time for you to receive a reward. That is a fact. Once you understand that, your eyes will become open and you'll see exactly what's going on around you. I'm going to say it again. You are under a contract. You have served your side of the contract, right? You have fulfilled your part of the contract 100%. That fact has been certified, notarized, witnessed. That's what we're going to talk about, brothers and sisters. They're trying to deceive you, to keep you from understanding that you're under contract, that you have fulfilled your part. They're trying to deceive you, trick you, and failing all that, destroy you from ever receiving your reward. They're even trying to get you to curse the contract or deny it. So we're going to talk about that, brothers and sisters. Now, many of you claim to understand or believe in the Bible, or believe in this. The book of Exodus you're living out right now. That contract required someone to come and remind you of the contract because you would have lost that knowledge of it. That was part of your servitude, your enslavement, your persecution, all that, because that was part of it, taking your memory away, cutting you off from your ancestors, because they were taking a foreign land that was not yours. See, cut you off totally. See, let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel will be remembered no more. That was part. So you would have to have a reminder. Someone have to come back and remind you of it. And that's the story of Exodus, because God personally came and says, I'm not going to trust this to anyone. I'm going to come myself, because I'm going to fulfill that contract, because I made it and I'm going to fulfill it. So he came here, and just like it says in Exodus, he came here and raised up someone, right, to walk us through it and to nurse it and to cultivate it, that idea in our mind for 40 some years, to remind us, a reminder, a messenger, to let us know he's fulfilling that contract. Do not worry. See, do not worry, because that contract will be that his side of the contract. You have fulfilled your side of the contract. Now God is going to fulfill his side of the contract. You made that contract with God himself. Abraham a covenant, no of a surety that your seed will be a land that is not theirs. Be persecuted, afflicted, right, for 400 years. You have fulfilled that. Now they're trying to deceive you, take that reminder, snatch it out of your mind. Why? Why? Once you understand that, you'll understand why. Master Fuad Muhammad, he came as he said he would, and he came, and why would he come here to tell us that? He came and says, you are the true seed of Abraham. You are a fulfillment of your contract. You're in totally compliance with your contract. It's not, at that time, it wasn't fully fulfilled. You hadn't fulfilled all the 100 years yet. You still have a few more years left. But you are in compliance. I will let you know, stick with it, because you are, once that contract is complete, I'm going to judge this nation. I'm going to take you back home. That was his message to Elijah Muhammad to give to us. Elijah Muhammad delivered that message faithfully for 40 some years. He was preparing us to go back home. He said it. He said, we will be fooled to stay here in the land of our imprisonment. He said, our ancestors will call us fools because we have a great reward. Why would you reject the reward that you pay for? Why would you work all month, right, and then refuse to get paid? Okay. Who wouldn't want you to get paid? Those that you work for, those that owe you the money. Because if you can walk away, then without it, then they got a free lunch on you. But see, they don't want you to hear this message. Now, what is wrong with this message? It's not cost you anything. It's a free gift. You have to pay a dime for it. Nobody's asking you for a penny. All we're telling you is that we're not telling you anything. We're informing you that you have a great reward. Here's a messenger coming to your house. Hey, you won the lottery. I come and tell you won the lottery. Get out of here. Get off my porch. That's your reaction? Oh, how much I got to pay to get? You ain't got to pay anything. Just come and collect it. Just come and collect it. That's all you have to do. Now, if you want to go in and help other people understand, that's fine. But all you have to do is come and collect it. That's all you have to do is to come and collect your reward. So what's so hard about that? You see, what's so hard about that? So if it's hard, you got to ask yourself, what's so hard about it? If somebody comes and say, all you got to do is come and present your lottery ticket and you won the jackpot, right? And you don't go, you say, well, what's wrong with that person? I mean, they ain't got, all they got to do is show their lottery ticket. So all you have to do is collect your reward. That's all you have to do. So what is the problem? The problem is those people that don't want you to collect that reward, and they're distracting you in all kinds of ways that you can't even imagine. That's what the problem is. That's the problem. So a little change here. Excuse me. 1 second here, brothers and sisters. 1 second here. Okay. That is all you have to do is come and collect your reward. See, that's all. But they don't want you to do that. So who doesn't want you to do that? See, the people that are misleading you about that, those are your enemies. And you have to ask yourself, why would they want to prevent us from collecting our reward that we have already paid for? See? Well, let's start at home here, right? Okay. Who's talking about the Abrahamic covenant and your reward? Who's talking about it? No one. The last person that talked about it, right? See, he departed. That was Elijah Muhammad. He departed. See, it says, Exodus said he would have to leave someone in charge. But that person ain't talking about it. But the last person that talked about it, other than Elijah Muhammad, was Martin Luther King. They told him not to talk to that promised land speech. See, that speech was, we had some knowledge of that. We had an instinctive knowledge of it. It was in the fields. See, because when they started talking about Moses, I said, that sounds like us. Go down, Moses. Go down to freedom land and let my people go. They said, instinctively, they said, that sounds like us. They had more sense than we have. And they wasn't allowed to read, to think anything. But they instinctively said, that sounds like us when the preacher would talk about it. So they stopped the preacher from talking about it. See. Then they told, the preacher stopped talking about it all. They demanded, you have to go to their schools to get your minister's license or whatever. So they was forbidden to speak, talk there. And I'm going into details why. But when it comes to Martin Luther King, he went, and we had the photos, we had the information. He went and talked to Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad stiffened his spine a little bit. He was told not to get that speech. He went out and get that promised land speech. He was dead the next day. That's the actual fact. So they don't talk about it anymore. They learned their lesson from him. See, you don't talk about that. See, so who is claiming our reward? See, is somebody at the lottery office claiming they had a winning ticket? See, is there somebody walking around claiming they had a winning ticket? A forgery, a counterfeit? Yeah, you got a whole people over there claiming our reward. They're claiming our reward, and you're clapping. You're rooting them on. They're claiming our reward. They're saying they are the true seed of Abraham. They have never went through 464 years, right? It's actually a counterfeit, but they pulling it off. They are claiming our reward. They're over there in the Middle East claiming our reward, saying it belongs to them. Why? Why are they doing that? And when did that occur? That occurred, right, in the 40s. But they had this big old makeover because they was killing those people wholesale, wholesale, burn them up in chimneys, wholesale, and nobody was stopping them. They didn't stop the war because they was burning them up. That wasn't why the war started, because they knew they was burning those people up, and they didn't care. They didn't bomb no sites, anything. They want everybody wanted it. See, but then they had a miraculous turnaround because he had Elijah Muhammad over here saying, "We are the true seed of Abraham," which they were. They weren't supposed to be saying that, and they couldn't shut him down. They tried. They locked him up and everything. They knew better to try to shut him down, to put him out, to put him away. They knew better than that, because their whole society would have came to a screeching halt. Master Muhammad, he promised Elijah Muhammad would protect him, and he did. If they had tried to take him out, that would we wouldn't be here now. We would be home, that's for sure. Or at least they wouldn't be here now. So he was teaching, and all of a sudden, these people, this miraculous change, these people they've been hating for years, thousands of years they've been hating these people. Thousands of years. Hating them. They call them, they really hate them after 2,000 years ago when they claimed they killed Jesus. They call them Christ killers. They hate these people. You see how they was burning them up, and nobody protested against it. And then all of a sudden, bam, overnight, right? This shit became honey. And everybody was eating it. He said, well, how did that happen? Now everybody loves them. Everybody's protecting them. See? Why? Because they're trying to steal your inheritance. That's your inheritance. Read the story of Jacob. I'm not going into details there, right? But it's a very good story because it tells the story very good well. See? Jacob is the English form of Yaqub. Now, some of you know about Yaqub. See, they say we have named Jacob too. Yes, we do. See, but that's because it's sealed Bible. So you don't understand it. See, but Jacob, he was a usurper. See, right? He took and tried to steal his brother's inheritance. That's what it says, right there. He tried to steal his brother's inheritance. And his name was not Israel. He extorted that name Israel. Is it clear enough for you, brothers and sisters? See, he was a deceiver. He liked to play with genes. That's the story. He deceived his father-in-law by taking, and he tricked his father-in-law, but he says, okay, I'll work for you for free for a number of years, right? And all I want is you give me all the, I'll tend your sheep, but at the end of it, you just give me all the spotted sheep. See, a spotted sheep, from my understanding, is very rare. Very rare. See? So, father said, hey, that's all you gonna want, because he figured, I just heard it might be one or two. So you're gonna work 10 years for me or whatever. That's all you're gonna want at the end? Yeah, that's all I want. Unbeknownst to his father-in-law, he was scheming. See, he was genetically engineering the sheep. He was doing the same thing that we heard Dr. Yaqub is doing. This is right in the book, right? He was manipulating the genes. See, emphasizing that spotted gene. Until next thing, look around, all the herd was spotted. So at the end of that time, father-in-law came and he had to give him all the sheep. He was all upset about it. He had to give them all. The story of Jacob. I'm not going into detail about that story. One day I'll really break that story down for you, right? But it's just so much to talk about. But in the end, right, he had to give everything that he stole back to his brother, Esau. See? So Esau was part to blame here because Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of soup, and that's what they got you doing right now. They got you selling your birthright, but nothing. And you already paid the price. See? Because instead of you working to get home, you out here is distracted with NBA, NFL, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, all this BS. You're making them billionaires. See? And they don't give a damn about you. Instead, use your energy and everything to get your people home, back together home. See, because it takes energy for everything. So if you're using energy for bullshit, that means you're not using energy for unity. That's why you don't have any. See, what were they trying to? What did China do? China was a basket case 50 years ago, right? They sent the Democratic Party that you love so much. They sent your jobs over to China, trying to keep you from getting them. See, China sacrificed and used that money they made from the jobs, right, for unity. So they focused on what was important, and now they're a superpower, threatening the United States and threatening you if you stay here. Because see, you believe you're part of all this mess, and you what you're doing is you take it and become an accessory after the fact. Because when you say you're American, that means you owning all the bullshit they've done. You own it. That means you're an accessory. That means you get the same punishment they get. That's their law. When you say, wow, look, if the guy's out here telling me he's a pedophile, you wouldn't even want to go tell him about he's your daddy. No, I don't know him. If you know he's a pedophile, you don't want to be associated with that. But you know, America's far worse. I mean, they're far worse. You want to be associated with genocide? The genocide of Native Americans, you ain't part of that? Because that's what you say. When you say, I'm American, I love America, I love the flag, you're saying that you're part of that you condone that slavery of innocent people for 464 years, raping and murdering them, right? Thomas Jefferson and Washington was pedophiles themselves, and you embrace all of that? And you really, and you embrace all of that? You really embrace all of that? Let me just step here, brothers and sisters. I want to make sure you understand what this is all about. Hold on for a second here. Okay. Just give me a minute, brothers and sisters. Just give me a minute. Make sure we have good sound quality here, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's make sure we have good sound quality here. As I was saying, excuse me for a minute. As I was saying, when you claim this country, you claim all that this country is about. See? Oh, America, how did it get great? They destroyed your ancestors, destroyed them. And they didn't just oppress them, they destroyed them. They destroyed the native people of the population. They destroyed the native population here. Genocide. They raped and murdered for 464 years. Spread disease, destruction, tyranny. We were not free. Or the home of the free and land of the brave, that's what they call it. Land of the brave, home of the free, whatever they call it. That wasn't applied to us. And their icons were murderers, oppressors, rapists, pedophiles. And so you claiming that? See? You claiming that and disowning your very reward that you already paid for? Why are you doing that? Who's convinced you to do that kind of stuff? See, that's the question. See? Because these preachers, that's what they're telling you. They're doing the same thing they did back when you was on the fields. Oh, don't worry about it. They got this so-called prosperity gospel going on now. But don't worry about it, because you just be a good Negro and Jesus going to love you. See? And you're going to get your reward in heaven. Excuse me. But we want to be more direct. The person that was supposed to follow Elijah Muhammad is supposed to maintain, right, that idea. To keep you in that idea. Focus on going home. Because he would be the one here, you understand, that would be here when the total contract was totally, completely fulfilled, which would be 2019. See? Because Elijah Muhammad, he only had a 40-some-year term. See? He cannot stay here and survive 80-some years under these conditions, in this environment. So it's passed on to his helper, which God did not sanctify, didn't even want, but Elijah Muhammad insisted. So why is he not reminding you about the covenant? Why is he not talking about it? Why is he telling you you're not even going to get a reward? Why is he telling you you're not even going to get a reward? Why is he telling you you're not even going to receive a reward? There's no reward for you. So that what our 464 years been in vain? Oh yes, because you were sinful. You was brought up here because you were sinful. That is not Elijah Muhammad's message. That's not Master Prophet Muhammad's message. That's his message. Because he's denying you your reward. He's trying to steal your reward from you. See, because he's a son of Yaqub. His father's a devil. He's a demon. That's what a demon is. See, skin folk, not kinfolk. Because he's if you understand the whole reason why we're here, then you understand who all the players are. Because you have to ask yourself, why is he not telling us about our reward? Why he doesn't want to pay us? Is he trying to keep us from getting it? Because he tells us we're not even going to get a reward. He said we're not going anywhere because that's reward to leave here. Our reward is not here. It says our reward was the promised land. It said we'll go out. And Elijah Muhammad said we'll be fools to stay here. Our reward is not here. But he's telling you, no, we got to stay here. That same outside of his mouth, right? Which it seems looking at his behind, he's telling, well, this place is going to be destroyed. Well, I mean, why we want the place going to be destroyed? Anyway, beside that, why is he telling you, I mean, you don't care about your reward? You pay the price. So most of you don't need another reward. You understand? Don't even wear the reward. And you don't understand that you're going home now. The time of the reward is already, your term has been completed. You're fulfilled at 100%. So now it's time for you to go home. And he's trying to prevent you from going home. He's trying to prevent you even wanting to go home. So anybody tell you about going home, tell you about receiving a reward, he didn't put him down. Hey, brother, you won the lottery. Oh, man, don't listen to that fool. He don't know what he's talking about. He's just bullshitting. See? No, you won the lottery, brother. No, man, don't listen to him. You ain't won no lottery, man. You believe that crap? Man, you ain't won no lottery, man. Shit, bad luck you had. All of a sudden, you don't won a lottery. And you sitting there with a lottery ticket in your hand. You sitting there with a lottery ticket in your hand, and you letting them bullshit you out of not going to collect the lottery. That's the situation here, brothers and sisters. And who is doing that? Farrakhan. Because he's supposed to be telling you that you hit the lottery, and he's supposed to be the one to announce that the contract has finally been fulfilled. In 2019, he was supposed to announce that the contract was finally fulfilled, and now in 2020, right, it's time for the judgment. Because that's what it said. There would have to be a judgment in preparation for you going home, because the judgment will be plagues that will force them to finally let you go. That's what it says in Exodus. And so that means a plague. God's going to hit them with a plague in 2020 that will kill the firstborn, to pass over you in preparations, right, to force them to finally let us go in one piece. But he didn't do that. He said nothing. February rolled around, the so-called Savior's Day, and he's talking about Kobe. He had all of Kobe's ass, didn't mention it one bit, not mention anything. And it was right in front of our faces. So why did he? He's supposed to be the anointed. He's supposed to be Elijah Muhammad's right-hand man,
right? And he's supposed to be following Master Muhammad and Elijah, and that's what they taught for all the time they was here about the Abrahamic covenant and the 400 years, and then he don't mention it. That was the whole reason for them coming here, and it was right in front of our faces, and he never mentioned it. He had you distracted all about Kobe. He had you hungry. So you gotta ask yourself, what's that about? Why did he see that? Why did he mention it? He didn't mention it till 7 months later. And then he mentioned it in a bullshit way. He didn't mention it, he still didn't mention the covenant. See, he's gonna talk about the plague then. Like he somehow controlled it. But he's walking around with a mask on. He still didn't, and he's up to this day right now, he's still not mentioning it. If your question come up, his answer is, we're not going nowhere. And here you got the ticket. You already paid the price for it. And he's saying, that ticket ain't no good. Don't ain't try to collect. Don't ain't waste your time going down here, because it's not going to work. See, it's counterfeit. Somebody's bullshitting you because man, you get bad luck. You don't hit no lottery. People like you don't hit lottery because we so sinful. It's impossible for us to get a reward like that because we sinful. We're supposed to be because we're sinful. See, that's not the contract. And that's what he's saying to you. And you're still listening. And you're sitting there still with the top dick in your hand. A step away from millions, wealth. And you sitting there and you about to throw it away. Because they're trying to convince you, not only don't take it, but finally, just give it away. So they don't have to work. As long as you got it, see, that's a problem. Because you may end up accidentally, whatever, end up down there with it. So the bottom line, you just got to take it away. See? That's where Sunnis come in at. Because they don't want it either. Why? Because that land is your land. They're sitting on it. So come on, be a Sunni. Be a Sunni. Because in Sunnism, there's no contract like that. In Sunnism, that contract doesn't exist. It's there, but it's not obvious. So if you come Sunni, you're not Sunni. In Sunnism, Ishmael is inheritor. So that means you just a Negro with the Quran. See? So that process is to take the ticket away from you altogether. So who's trying to get you into Sunnism? They're all working together, brothers and sisters. They're all working together. Do not let them take your inheritance away. It said that you was foolish enough that some of you did. You sold your inheritance for a bowl of soup. For a bowl of soup. For what do they call it? For some kind of a concert, NBA, NFL, bullshit. See, some of you going over to the enemy. See, we don't care about the demons. We know they're doing it, but some of you doing it too. See, because that means you forsake the covenant. You forsake your own people. See, because you went over to the enemy. You walked over 17 million black women. See, to get to one of those skanks. See, and they trying to be black. That's so stupid. You walked over 17 million black women, beautiful ones, to get a skank that she wished herself that she was black. Whoa. That's what I said. We are really in trouble. She's been trying ever since we've been over here trying to be black. Bustles. She used to wear that, make her butt big. Lipstick to give her some lips. Right? Some of them with contacts to cover their blue eyes. Right? That stuff they put in their hair to give it some life. See? Tanning. And you walk the one that's got all that beautiful, all that good stuff naturally to find some fake thing that's got clothes in plastic. How dumb is that? How dumb is that? How dumb is that? And you proud of it. Walking around all over your arm and everything. And the thing is, they didn't marry you for you. They married you for your money. Because if you were poor, they had nothing to do with you. Yeah, I'm laughing at you. Most of your demons, and the rest you just lost. See, because you, if you don't wake up real fast, you totally lost. Because some things, we've says though your sins be black as night, it'd be white as snow. Some of you are way behind that. See, they say everything can be given to man except those that curse the Holy Spirit. Do you understand what they mean by curse the Holy Spirit? You're cursing yourself. How can you forgive someone that's cursing themselves? How can you forgive someone that's cursing themselves? I mean, they're cursing themselves. See? Because we're the Holy Spirit. You're cursing yourself. That's what it means. You can't forgive someone that's cursing themselves. Hate themselves. Forgiving them won't do any good because they're still hating themselves. They're still destroying themselves. For your forgiveness is not going to save them because they're in the process of destroying themselves. Your forgiveness is someone's trying to help themselves, and then you forgive them for the past sin so they can say you're helping themselves. But someone's destroying themselves, you can't forgive them. That's why some people translate that as suicide. How do you help somebody that's committed suicide? They sit on committing suicide. So when you curse yourself, you curse the Holy Spirit. So you can't be forgiven that. And that's what a lot of you are doing. Because you go over there and jump over there and jump to those skanks and everything and walk all over your real woman, then you're proving that you hate yourself. And you prove it even more because you say, oh, well, okay, you got all this BS, right? But then why are you dying? Why are you taking a step further? Why are you bleaching your skin? Why are you cutting your nose down, all that kind of stuff? Because you're hating on yourself. You understand the demon's doing it. You can't be forgiven that. So when you walk up in the judgment, because we're in the judgment now, brothers and sisters, and it's becoming very acute very soon, because you're in the judgment. The judgment started 2020 with the plague. But the judgment of our people will take place right here. Because you have to qualify to be in the Lamb's Book of Life. You're reading that? That's the judgment. So the demon's going to be cast away. The ghost's going to be cast out. The viper's going to be cast out. Those of you that hate yourself going to be cast out because we can't do anything with you. And you walk around showing that that's what you do. You hate yourself. You walk around with a skink on your arm. Why? And you know their history. Brothers and sisters, do not let them steal your inheritance. A lot of you are selling your inheritance for a bowl of soup. Or because you want to go to this concert. Or you want to watch this stupid series. Whatever. When you should be out there preparing because you get what you apply your energy, what you invest your energy in. So right now you invest your energy in helping Master do his thing. You're making all his demons wealthy. They don't care anything about you because they're living off of you. They made that money off of you, but they don't give it back to you. They don't live around you. They don't have nothing to do with you. They're talking about how come black communities so poor? Okay, well you giving your wealth to those people and they ain't giving it back to you. They're giving it back to you. They might throw you a little bone every now and then to pretend I'm about black. That's about it. Oprah's over there in South Africa building schools over there for South Africans. What about it? She didn't make the money over there. She made the money over here. Don't let them steal your inheritance, brothers and sisters. You already paid the price. You ain't got to do anything. It's just time to go home. See? America's being beat down because their position is to destroy us if they can't control us. Because once we are out of their control, they're in trouble. That's why it says their fear was that we might might turn against them and leave the country. Leave the country. They fear us to the maximum. See? And you need to get on the case, brothers and sisters. You need to give it the program. See, we're asking you to come and help us, right, get this message across. That's what we're asking. But that's not a requirement for you to go home. But that's what we're asking you to do. Your requirement is just get this program. Get behind it. We ain't asking for any money. We're not asking for a dime. See? Just get prepared to get home. Start preparing to get home. Start using energy, focusing energy on that. But you focus your energy on someone else's vision. A vision that's that's destructive for you. That's where you focus your energy at. See? Because your energy is wasted. You're wasting away on all this BS. And everybody else is applying energy to forward their vision. False Israel is using all energy to fulfill their vision. The lie that they pretend that they're us. They're trying to back it up. America's using their energy to try to maintain their vision. And you don't have a vision. You're doing everything you can to help everybody's vision. And all these stupid programs, they have all these fools and all these demons that you're worshiping. And I've showed you over and over again. You just go there and Google them. And I guarantee when you get finished, you might be surprised that 70-80% of the ones that you checked out, they're married to the enemy or living with the enemy. Because they're all demons. They're in Master's house. The only way you got in Master's house, you had to be Master's children. See, you better go learn and understand that. Only ones working in Master's house was Master's children because he knew their heart was towards him. And that's what you see. Entertainment, Hollywood, TV, movies, whatever, right? Politics, all of it. Those are demons. Those are Master's children. And the whole purpose is because Master said, you can't live off of me. So he told them they can live off of us once we was out off the fields, because we still in the plantation. And that's what they're doing. The politicians, the preachers, right? The entertainers, right? They're all living off of us. Farrakhan, he hasn't produced a damn thing. You got to ask yourself about him. He hasn't produced a damn thing in 40-some years. But he keep begging for money. But he's getting richer and richer and richer. He's living off of you. He's taking his sisters and putting them out on the streets doing fundraisers, something Elijah Muhammad never did. So he can walk around and drive around and talk his BS all the time. Putting his sisters out on the streets. Brothers and sisters, you're going to wake up in a minute because Master Muhammad is on the case and some drastic actions are about to take place. But you see in so-called Middle East, that war, anybody's paying attention except for you, it's a war about to take place. And that war is what's going to change everything. Because that vision that they got, that they've been giving everybody, that they're the true seed of Abraham, was a lie. They never spent 40 years in determining anything. See, they set them up to steal your vision, to steal your inheritance. See, you got false Israel, they're pretending you. See, that's what it said. They pretend to be you. See, you got the Sunnis, the Arabs. They actually occupy your land, so they don't want you. They don't want you to get your inheritance. They want you to forsake your inheritance. Be a Sunni. That way that's not part of that. So when you become a Sunni, then you drop all the Abraham covenant stuff. That's why I try to push it on you. Why? They're the ones that sold us into slavery. Read the book. It says Ishmaelites. That's the Sunnis. They're the ones that sold us into Egypt, into slavery, because they've been after us from the very beginning. They know who we are. Why do you think they call them desert niggers over there? Because they know who they are. They are our brothers, but they're older brother. But the point is, inheritance belongs to us, and they've been doing everything they can. They betrayed us. Their own brothers betrayed us. I'm not going into any detail about that, but that's the case. So now, come be Sunni. See, they see now you're rising up, you're energized. So now some of you getting paid. Some of you are able to rise above that Christian BS. So now they're trying to catch you in the net. The overflow. See, anything to keep you from coming to the Abrahamic covenant, come to that idea, that vision. That's the Sunnis. And then you got the false Israel, your identity. So one got your land, one got your identity. They both claiming, right? What is yours? And then you got those guys in bondage here. See? They don't want us to get either. See? Because that shows who they are. And they've been oppressing us. And it says they will be judged for doing that. And there's a lot more to it I'm not going to right now. See? But now they even making claims. They're making claims that they're the spiritual seed of Abraham. See? So if we're the true seed, that it kills that, because that's the only thing that's justification for them doing all the evil they did in the name of Jesus. See? Because based on the sealed Bible, if they're the spiritual seed of Abraham, then they did nothing wrong, because they enslaved us, because we were cursed. Ham. Cursed to be slaves for eternity, so they didn't do anything there. They didn't do anything wrong there. And if they're the spiritual seed of Abraham, America belongs to them, the whole world belongs to them. So they come up here and got this, then the Indians, they was wrong because they was in God's way. You see? And then they make war with so-called Arabs and missiles over there because they're evil, because they're fighting, you understand? They're fighting the other Israel. See? Because it says those who are bless Israel, God will bless. Those who curse Israel, God will curse. Well, how come they catch so much hell over there? Because we the true seed, we the true Israel. So read the story about Jacob. It's very enlightening. So I'm going to bring it to a close, brothers and sisters. But do not let them steal your inheritance. That's my purpose here, to make sure you understand that you understand. And I'm doing everything I can, working 24/7, right? I'm kind of like burning myself out, but I don't care. Because I'm going to get this message across. Because no one's going to say any, oh man, he was lazy. I wish he had told me. No. Because I'm telling I'm 24/7, I'm on the case here. See? So the only thing that you can say is you didn't get the message because one of these lying dogs that claimed they were Elijah Muhammad was standing there blocking the light, and so you were standing in the darkness of their shadow. So that's on them. But we're about to remove them. I said we're in judgment, brothers and sisters. You're in judgment right now, and the judge is here. See? Read about the Ancient of Days. Both judgments occur simultaneously. The judgment of America, a so-called judgment of our people. Our people be judged here. Why? Because only the ones that we on the Lamb's Book of Life are going to be taken out of here. The rest are going to be left here to fight out with Satan. See? Because we can't have you coming back there with all that power. You have no idea how much power you have. And we're not going to tell you unless you got your mind right. We're not going to tell you. Because we don't be fighting with you over there. Because you bring that nonsense over there. We don't want that. See, we don't want no blind elephants running around. That's why this whole thing was set like it was set up. Because you be trapped here if you're not in the Lamb's Book of Life, you be trapped here. Because there's no way you get out. And the only way you get out of here is through Master Prophet Muhammad. It says the only way you get to the Father is through the Son. He's David. Suleiman's his son. He has the Lamb's Book of Life. He's the Lamb. He's the one who broke the seals. See? So that's the whole idea. So if you take, and you ain't in the Lamb's Book of Life, you can't go. See how it take you out. That means you're right here in this fire, and you're furnace, and you burn up with the rest of them. Because we're not allowing you to go over there like this. You keep on with that bullshit and everything. We're not allowing you to go over there like that. If you going to go there right, with thorough knowledge yourself, right? And your head's on right, you ain't coming out here. So now you can fight out with Satan and the devil over here. Fight out with them. See? Y'all will destroy each other. Because we're showing you we sure not letting you go back home. That's why judgment take place. That's why the whole thing was set like this. Brothers and sisters, it's a lot of stuff I could tell you. But it's just so much. I mean, I'm trying to tell you as much as I can, right? See? As time goes on, I'm going to give you more and more stuff and make it more and more advanced. But that's why it's set up. It's set right here, right? Because when the time of resurrection comes, we want to make sure only the ones go out that's the pure gold and the pure silver. No impurities. We don't want nobody to come over here, you understand, in the hereafter with this crazy mentality, this Jesus mentality and all this kind of stuff, you understand, and the Sunni and all this kind of crazy stuff y'all doing, and NBA, all that business, y'all minds are stuck on that. Then y'all come over to the hereafter with that nonsense, with all that power that you got, that in natural power, and now we got to go to war with you? No, we're not going to let that happen. But you're over here ignorant of your power, like a blind elephant. that doesn't know how powerful it is, and let you destroy yourself. Because you're not going home. It said, if your name is not in the Lamb's Book of Life, you ain't going nowhere. Now you can take that or leave it. We don't care. And if you think Farrakhan got the Lamb's Book of Life, you better check with him. If you think Silas got it, you better check with him. If any of them got it, you better check with him. But it says you got to name your name. You say, well, that's something. Well, you can call it whatever you want to. Well, you got believe in Jesus' name. Well, believe it if you want to. See? But you have to have a physical trip out of here. You have to have a physical vehicle to take you out of here. That's what it says. Ain't gonna be no magic carpet. And you gotta have a ticket. You already had a ticket, right? But it has to be certified by Suleiman. That's how you get his name in the Lamb's Book of Life. And the thing is that stick has to be certified. You have to stamp it certified. Otherwise, the conductor is not gonna let you get on that train. It says, Farad, it said Master Muhammad or Michael. It says, who did he take? He didn't just take anybody. He took all those who were in the Lamb's book. In the book. Those are the only ones he took with him. You better read that stuff carefully, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. Okay, I'm going to close out right there. I'm going to say again, do not let anyone take your inheritance. Don't anybody fool you out, they trick you out of it. Because all these people are against you. For all the reasons I've given. You already paid the price. It's time to go home. We going home now, bro. This whole process right now now they're trying to do all this stuff. What's all this stuff going on right now? They said they're going to try to get rid of you. All of a sudden, man, you need to get this needle. Wow. And the people that's already taken it, they mad because you ain't got it. But why should they be mad? If they're immune to it, then why do they care whether you got it or not? What is going on? They never even talked like anything like this before. They've had plagues and things like that before. They never talked anything like this. All of a sudden, this comes in. When does this come in? 2020, when the plague comes in. Plague that will kill the firstborn, that's the elderly, but not pass over us. But pass over us. But Black Africa is virtually unaffected. Haiti is the lowest infection rate on the planet. They're all black people. Then you say, well, South Africa. Well, there's a lot of white folks out there. But if you notice, they don't show it anymore. All the riots there they had in South Africa, it's still going on now. Did you notice, if you watch, all those people running around, no social distancing, nobody's wearing a mask. But yet it's so bad. Nobody's wearing a mask and nobody's social distancing. But in Europe, all other countries in the world, they catching hell. They said it would pass over us. They said, oh, we catching over here like we're dropping like flies. They don't talk that anymore either, do they? But remember first, they keep changing the script. Remember first, we was dropping like flies. Man, it's 20%, 80%, 90%, 20%. They didn't tell you how many. They just tell you the percentage of the people. So it was, if 10 people got it and 9 of them died, 90%, but only 10 people got it out of a million. They used to talk like that, and then people started demanding the numbers. They stopped talking about it. When people started saying, well, what's the numbers? Well, we don't know. Well, how can you get the percentage if you don't have the numbers? You get the percentage based on the numbers. Well, we don't have it. This when Trump was in. We don't have it. Well, then you don't have the percentage either then, do you? You're lying. So now they offer that. They're up off of that one. And so they keep changing the story. See? The story keeps changing. See? Well, you got herd immunity. But now herd immunity is 100%. See? Just keep getting you more trying to get in. Why are you so busy trying to, and this is not bad, is herpes and HIV and Ebola is not bad, any of those. But they didn't take that stance on those. But now, man, and they gotta help, really help black people. See? And then now they're trying to put your girls, the daughters in the war. Trying to draft them. And you ain't catching on nothing, ain't this? There's zero birth rate of black folks in New York. 22 million black babies aborted, right, and counting. Some of these so-called cures, or they're not cures, right, are made from aborted babies, black babies. These people are monsters. And you say, well, I'm American. I love America. Really? The demons, they haven't had a choice. But you saying that, and do you know what you're saying? Waving the flag, do you know what you're saying? That means you're going to go down with them because you take responsibility. You're saying, hey, man, I'm down with these pedophiles. Okay, well, then you want to be associated with? Because if you want to talk about rap sheets, ask America about it's a rap sheet. That's when I talk about critical race theory. Well, we don't talk about that. Well, it's a lot of truth in it. I don't talk about America's greatest country ever existed. Well, of course. Well, the last kingdom on earth would be the greatest one. That's what it says. There's not what Satan says. I control all the kingdoms. Everyone told Jesus, you're all mine. He's right. Jesus didn't contest it. So America's run by Satan too. Now they want to put your daughters in harm's way. They want to force them. That's what draft is. And you just walking along, distracted. And the reason why you're not going to the paradise, because if New York is north, right, of Carolina, and you're going south, how in the hell you expect to get there? How you supposed to get to New York if you're going south? Because that's what you're doing. Because you're investing all your energy in this nonsense that's about to be burned up. See, with time travels, I'm not going into all that detail about that, but you invest all your energy. That's what you get. You get what you invest in. You invest in garbage, you get garbage. You're investing in garbage, you're investing in this whole country. Now you think that God is going to reward these people for everything they're not going to pay for it? And you're investing into it. Why would you make an investment there? But they got you. Who got you invest? Because these demons, right? Because you're trying to be like them. They tell, oh, you do like us do. We are role models, and you listen to them. Half of them are demons. Half of the black population in America are demons. That's powerful. And they got you going. You listen to them. They going down the structure. They're taking you with them. So you're investing in nothing. You're investing in nothing. You're investing. What did Jesus say? There's a fool that builds his house on sinking sand. This sinking sand, anybody can see it's sinking. It was built on a filthy, evil foundation. And then you say you want to be part of that? You waving the flag and saying I'm American and all that. And you proud of that? America's great. How did it get great? How did it get rich? Off the blood of your ancestors. And so that don't bother you? You're drinking your grandfathers, you're drinking your ancestors' blood and eating their flesh. That don't bother you? See? So if it don't, when you step up to the judgment with that frame of mind, you might as well not step up at all because you ain't going anywhere with us. Because that just shows you don't have the mental capability to go to hereafter anyway. See, we're time travelers. You got to have, I'm going to say this quickly, culling. So you understand what that means. That's why I give you scripture. The believers are the ones that are intelligent and smart enough, right, to make the adjustments to keep moving on in time, because time is changing. Things are changing. The God is changing time, and you got to keep up with them. See, there's always a God on the scene. They change the time, you got to keep up with them. But those not intelligent enough to keep up with them, they get lost behind. So if the God says, I'm going to burn up America, and you're still in America, then you're going to be burned up. Because he said, that's what I'm doing, and you to keep up with him, so you here, instead of being there, behind him, then you get burned up. Because he's changing time. Time doesn't change by itself. Time is a process of taking the formless energy and converting it, giving it form. That's what time is. Otherwise, there's no time. You take formless energy and give it form. That's you every day. You creating your future. You today was based on what you did yesterday. See? But the God, he's more powerful than all of us, so therefore his changes are more powerful than everybody else's changes. You see? So he's changing. So if he has the power to change America, he has the power to change the planet, right? Then you better be in tune with those changes. Otherwise, you're going to be destroyed by those changes. America told you, Elijah Muhammad told you, America's going to be destroyed. So if you stay in here like Farrakhan telling you, you ain't going nowhere, then you're going to be destroyed if Elijah Muhammad told the truth. Then you're going to be destroyed if you stay here, because he told you that's what's going. God told him what he's going to do. And he's the one that's foremost in change of time. And we keeping up with him. I'm trying to get you to keep up with him. I'm trying to get you up to speed. So you're not destroyed, right? Because you don't know how to make time. You make a time, but you you make a time for your enemy. So in other words, the time you're creating, you're forming, the vision you're forming is against you. So he's self-destructive. Remember I said, those that curse the Holy Spirit, there's no forgiveness for them. You're cursing your own spirit. And why? And for what? Right. For a steak dinner at Outback? For a ticket to a Jay-Z concert? Right. So you watch NFL and NBA? You're selling your whole inheritance for a bowl of soup. And your inheritance is a city, a country, a nation, right, that's going to last forever, a kingdom that's going to last forever and never be destroyed. And you live as long as you want, in good health and in youth. In your land, as the masters, those that are bound to be on top, as the master's plan, it's not costing you a damn thing because you already paid the price. We asked you for a dime, and you don't want it. You cursing that for a damn NBA session? To drink some beer with your buddies? Never you sell it out for it? That's what said. Esau did. He sold this out. Sold his whole inheritance out for a bowl of damn soup. Is that what you're going to do? Well, you get this. You reap what you sow. If you sow bullshit, you're going to reap bullshit. Everybody has the same amount of energy. I keep putting that over and over again. But if you give, and the difference is the quality of what you do with that energy. So a wise person would take $1 million and turn into, if you get $1 million a year, the wise person would take it to a gold mine. The fool would turn into $1 million shit farm. Both are worth $1 million, but the fool, he can't come with any vision better than a shit farm. Now they say they stink and smell shit all the time and complain about the stink. So your energy that you're giving, you get just my energy I'm giving. Everybody gets same. That's the lie they tell you about capitalism. That's bullshit. Everybody gets the same. That God is equal. He's just. He gives everybody the same, right? The point you say, well, he said he's gonna give more. No, you don't understand that. See, he gives you the wisdom to turn into quality. Get the wisdom to get to the hereafter instead of going to hell. See, that's what that is. Now he's gonna take and give you something more and give someone else. He's just. But you understand, you're like, well, he won't give me $1 million. Read it. It says, money is the root of all evil. And it says, those that pursue it, they end up in sorrow because you ain't getting any more than anybody else. No one has more than anybody else. It's what you do with it. So the wise, they listen, right? And they're righteous. So therefore, they turn their wealth into gold mines. The ignorant, the liars, the fools, the disbelievers, they turn their wealth into shit farms. But and then they can't stand the stink. See, the shame of America is they would have got America and everything else there. They kept doing righteous people. They still would have got it because the evil beasts, right? That's the only way they could do it. Beasts would act like a beast. So they act like a beast. They would have. If they came over here righteous people, they still would have got this land and everything they got. They would have got it. They would have got it. See, but if you a shit, then you're going to build. You're going to go out. If you're a pig, you're going to build a pig pen. If you're a dove, you're going to build a dove nest. That just shows what you build is your nature. So America built this piece of shit here out of shit because they are shit. You better understand the concept, brothers and sisters. They did the way they did because they're beasts. If they had been righteous people, they would have brought us over here. We still probably got over here. But when it came over here like we did, they came over and said, hey, well, you got work. They come over here and work and we've been peaceful and everything else. Like people come over to Visa now. But they're beasts. They drugs over and treat like beasts. How can righteous people treat people like a beast? They treat people like beasts because they are beasts. And that's part of the problem was messing with some of you. Because you're righteous by nature, so you want to treat these people fairly and everything. We're supposed to treat them fairly. But fairly for them is to destroy them. Because they're evil beasts. That's justice for them. And you got them confused. See, you got this, that's a snake. When you want to, remember the story about the woman and the snake? See? Oh, well, I got to be nice to snake. The snake going to kill you. Well, I'm going to be nice to that lion. The lion will eat your ass. Oh, I'm going to bring that wolf home. And that wolf going to eat your ass. Going to turn you into wolf shit. But you're confused, see? And that's what's happening to you. You don't recognize devils. You don't recognize your enemy. See? That's part of the culling process. Because if you can't, then you're going to be left with them. And then we don't revive with you. Because we're going to move on. So you stop moving forward in time. See? There's a lot more I can talk about that, bro, since I talk a lot more than I expected to. I went further into critique. Usually I try to keep critique about 10 to 15 minutes, but there's so much to talk about, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. The war is about to break out. It's fighting over there now. It just haven't reached the boiling point. Reach the boiling point, brothers and sisters, you're going to wake up. Some of you to everlasting life, and some of you everlasting shame and department. Right? And some of you are going to be delivered. What class are you going to be in? You going out first class? You going coach? Right? Or you taking the dive out the plane without a parachute? You know, those are three options. See? You can go the scenic route. You can take the plane out, right? Or you can just stay and burn up. That's what it says. Michael says, delivered those who's in the book. And then after that, those who were sleeping to dust, then they woke up. That was sleeping to dust. Some everlasting life, that means they go through tribulation because of time and present trouble. And some everlasting shame and department. Which group are you going to be in, brothers and sisters? It's so beautiful that you already paid the price. You just go home. Don't cost you anything. You got to give us a dime. And you refuse. Why are you refusing? We're not telling you what to do. Nobody's control you. The people that stand in here, they'll tell you. Nobody's telling them what to do. Nobody's controlling them. Nobody's even trying to. In fact, even when they ask, nobody would tell them, no, you got to figure it out yourself, brothers and sisters, because you gods. So what is your problem? Your problem is somebody's, right? It's in your way. Read about the demon-possessed man in Mark. Read about it. Remember the people? They wanted to come to Solomon. They wanted to come to Jesus. They wanted to come to Joshua. Joshua and Jesus, same name. They ran. But the Legion, Louis Eugene Grimes, NOI backwards, he was preventing them. How was he preventing? They wanted to. So I mean, that's what's telling you. The people are ready for it. But you got these people that stand in the way. Read the story of Mark, the demon-possessed man. They heard Jesus coming. Yeah, man, this is a story. I'm gonna get on top of this. And then, but Legion, no, man, no. He put a squad. He was able to prevent it for just a bit, and then he was exposed and destroyed. But what was his cry? Don't make me lead a country. Brothers and sisters, that's a clear. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.